Just left my house on my way to the United States Japan friendly down in Columbus, Ohio. I originally wasn't going to go. I know my brother and I talk a lot about ticket prices and stuff, and I was looking to get my wife involved in it because she really wanted to come with me. When I first looked, tickets were anywhere from, you know, $140, $150 to sit in like the top row in the corner of the stadium, and then anything in the lower deck was closer to, you know, $250, $300, $400, you know, with tickets being a little bit higher than that. And so obviously I was like, you know, even for one person I wouldn't have floated that. I'm definitely not going to try to float it for two people because we just can't swing that. I got to work yesterday. A couple of the parents at my job that really enjoy football, as they call it, asked me if I was excited to go to the game and what I was thinking of, and I said, you know, I didn't get tickets, but they convinced me. Jumped back on, logged on, found a ticket, a single ticket for $100, right behind the goal, about 6 rows from the goal. So unfortunately, you know, couldn't find that, you know, couldn't find a situation for the dog. So wife's staying at home. I'm heading out. I decided to start recording bits and pieces of it. I'm not going to do any kind of vlog stuff, but you know, I don't get to bring live games to everybody that often on this channel, so I wanted to do that. So I'm going to record various parts of the journey. I'm getting down there, and we'll keep everybody posted. Looking excited, feeling good. Getting closer to the stadium. Want to give my thoughts on the game. If I had to put a parlay on it or a bet on this, put my money where my mouth is, and I'm thinking about doing this. I got the United States winning 2-1. And I got goals coming from Timothy Weah and Chris Richards. That's my prediction. All right, we're just getting into Columbus, just getting approaching parking. Lots of U.S. jerseys, lots of families. This is going to be a good time. All right, making my way up to the stadium, walking up. Lots of fans coming in. I'm in the middle of the street, so I'm trying not to get hit. But I'd say it's about like 70-30 USA Soccer fans. Got a big old pre-game going on. So that's pretty sweet. A lot of people coming on the street, lots of jerseys, lots of energy, lots of excitement. We'll see. Yep, just sing it. Can we get another one? Can we get another one? Release it! Oh my gosh! Release it again. All right, leaving the stadium right now. United States just won 2-0. Definitely feeling it. That was kind of cool. Initial reaction, energy felt really great. It's nice to see so many families here with their kids. So that was super cool. Like a lot of families able to get out, a lot of younger fans here. And I kind of noticed that when I saw a bunch of people who weren't wearing jerseys, because it's just kind of like, you know, you just were in the area, you're able to get tickets, come to the game. So trying to grow the sport. Wild action in the second half. Got so many clips. Can't wait to share them with everybody. Get him up there. It was just absolutely insane. It was just absolutely awesome. Prediction was close. I had us 2-1. Took it 2-0. Feels good though. Feels good. We'll get more of a recap when I get in the car. Man, Balogun scoring that goal directly in front of us is absolutely electric. Absolutely electric. I mean, there's really just nothing else in the world like that. I mean, Pulisic playing that ball through, him just like laying it up far post, just an absolute beauty. Could have had two more. Des creating so many chances out there on that flank. Every time he got the ball, I mean, it was like he's one-on-one and we got nobody in position, and all of a sudden he beats his man and we get multiple scoring opportunities. McGlynn hitting the crossbar, Downs missing a bunny. Like, game could have been 4 or 5-0. It was just absolutely incredible. The atmosphere was sweet. Definitely the fortress. This is definitely US's home turf here. All right, in the car, driving home, headed back from the game. Again, absolutely electric. I mean, the men just dominated. Initial thoughts after watching it, you know, what an impact Des made, what an ability our wingbacks had to just attack down the flanks and just really expose Japan. I mean, Max Arfsten in that first half, just what a move he put on that guy to get that ball out there. And then just the ability to come up on the fast break with, you know, playing the ball through to Christian. Christian just immediately giving that flat pass into Balogun, and Balogun just clinical finishing. Clinical finishing. So other takeaways from the game, like, you know, Blackman, I don't think he was challenged enough that he kind of stuck out like a sore thumb. He didn't really like redeem himself, but like he didn't, you know, again, he didn't look ridiculous. Zendejas, I think he found himself a little bit more in this game than he's found himself in some others. I thought he felt more like the Luna energy that we're used to getting from that center, like inside the center midfield spot. Pulisic was kind of lost for most of the game. Like, we really just didn't get him involved. We did a lot of building out of the bat. So you know, like they knew what they wanted to do. They came after us on that press. And, you know, there were a couple times where, you know, Matt Freese bailed us out a couple times, and then really just some pretty poor finishing. Some pretty poor finishing from the Japanese strike force. They easily should have had a couple there in the first half. Obviously they don't. We get the break, we get a couple goals, and then the second half was just, you know, kind of all downhill for us. We really just rolled them. We had all the momentum, we had all the energy. You know, the game kind of fell out for a second in like the middle of that second half. I want to say around maybe the 70th minute. It just kind of felt like, you know, after we got that second goal, it's just like, that was it, which is to be expected, right? Like, we just kind of packed the ball in. Japan really didn't seem eager to go try to get anything. So they were just kind of like, all right, this one's over. You know, we sub out Pulisic, we sub out a lot of the other guys, just going, you know, we can't afford to let these guys get hurt. They did their job. We got to get them back to their club teams. You know, and we saw. I gotcha. For the limited amount of time that Damian Downs had on the field, I thought he really made the most of it. He really should have had a goal. It was a bunny. I think I got a highlight of it. You know, especially when you see it from the angle that I was sitting at. Like, how do you not finish some of these? Christian Roldan is terrible. Like, if you're a Christian Roldan fan, if you think that he's anything like, you should have just watched him in this game. And especially, so from the angle that I'm looking at, I'm watching us build up the field. And so when the United States is building up the field, when we play the ball back to Chris Richards, right, dead center of the field, it's very obvious that as you look to like his 10 o'clock and his 2 o'clock, right, that there should be a guy in that, we need a guy in that gap for him. And instead of Christian Roldan being in that gap, Christian Roldan would find the defender that was between him and Chris Richards, and he would just hide behind that defender. And he did it every single time. So every time Chris Richards got the ball and needed an opportunity to get it out and get it up, Christian Roldan was checking back to him and just standing behind the defender. So not only are you checking way too far backwards, because you're basically just running at your teammate like in full panic mode and just being like, I'm going to get as close to you as I can, which is not helping. You're also standing directly behind the other defender. I felt like on another negative aspect, we tried to build out of the back way too much. So we just kind of got caught up in some things where it was like, we're just going to force building out of the back.
Take the second exit.
We're going to force building out of the back. You know, and so some of the things, not a good look, but obviously like a really dominant performance by the men. Getting that 2-0 win, really just, you know, second half coming around, even the subs coming in, like Jack McGlynn, just a monster. I mean, Jack McGlynn is a monster. He really could have had a couple other opportunities. Really probably one of the few players that we have that will shoot from distance, and it was something that we definitely could have utilized more. So excited to talk about this game with my brother, excited to share some highlights, excited to just be able to attend a game and just get to celebrate with some other fans and just be around in it. I thought maybe like when how do I want to put it? So the Outlaws changed a couple of the chants. They're terrible. There used to be this like bone-chilling, we ripped off of Iceland, but we had like that bone-chilling USA clap that we would do before each of the games, right? We would hear the drum would be like, boom, boom, you, and everybody would clap. Then it'd be like a big pause. It'd be like, boom, boom, S, and it would echo. And this one, they like get on the Jumbotron and they're like, all right, you guys know the drill. It's super easy. Just listen to the...
And he's like, the ball? He's like, yeah, give it to me. And he's like, ball? And it was like, I mean, it seemed like 20 seconds. It was like 2, but he was just like, give me the ball. I want to see it.
Drum. And then you just like heard a bunch of drumming. Like boom, 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 and like you couldn't make out what anybody was saying. You couldn't make out the drum pattern, and then you just heard people that were like US, 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 and you were like, what am I supposed to be doing? And so, no energy, no momentum, whatever. One, it's like manufactured and not authentic. And then the only chance that we really do have are like really like nonsensical ones. So not a lot of authenticity there. In my take on that, but other than that, it was a great game. Super happy to be there. Friends were joking around with me that if we won, I was gonna have to start attending more games, because that seems to be the only difference between the recent games and this one, is that we got that. But nice to get a win against a more quality team that we're gonna see making the World Cup, that has performed well in the World Cup, and played a fairly decent lineup against us. So those are my initial thoughts. Can't wait to chat more about them in a second.